Hi everyone. I decided to make a video to give you some tips and tricks about homeschooling, so if that interests you, please check out the rest of this video. So I want to give you 5 or 6 points that I think will be very salient for you right now as you're in the throes of trying to homeschool and figure out what to do with the children in your home. So I thought that I would provide you with some homeschool tips for what we're all going through right now during this time of crisis, but if you read this in the future, this might be helpful for you as well. I come from a vantage point of I've only homeschooled one child, so I'm not managing more than one at a time, and so I don't have any tips for that. And then also I only can give you tips from a 2 to a 5-year-old. So yes, I started homeschooling Hazel Gray when she was 2 because she was taking to information. We started with flashcards and an amazing book called 100 Days to Learn to Read. I hope I can put the link or a photo here in this video for you because I thought that book was truly amazing. One little tip, it has pictures. When you start reading the story with them, I would cover the picture, and the picture was the prize for reading the entire portion of what they wanted you to read, and she was so excited by that. So if you could pick up that book, I know right now Amazon is prioritizing more critical needs if you're looking to get something shipped, but if you're able to get that book, it was amazing. I am in no way an expert. There's so much resources out on the web, professionals or people who are out there. I'll leave some resources below that might be helpful for you, but if I can be of any resource, please let me know. You're welcome to contact me directly. I will help or investigate and navigate anything I possibly can. And then I've also linked some things below that I thought might be useful resources for you. Number 1, I would say is don't stress. Don't stress. This is not meant to be a stressful time. These are your children. You know them better than anyone. You know them better than their school teacher a lot of times. So just don't stress. It doesn't have to be perfect. You are not trying to emulate the 8 hours that they spend in school. You are trying to enrich their minds and educate them in some key areas that will help them to be more successful down the line. School does not have to take 8 hours for you to be able to get information into your children every day. I homeschool probably about 2 to 4 hours every day, and even that is very fluid. I am very big on finding moments to homeschool that we might not be homeschooling at all. If we're making something in the kitchen and some measurements come up, if a fact comes across the TV and it's something I can relate it back to her history, I take that moment. I take those moments, and you don't have to stress and think that you have to replicate what they had in the classroom. That is not what homeschooling is. Number 2, keep it simple. Keep it simple and keep it fun. So when you say keep it simple, you don't have to have some big curriculum that you spent $1,000 for. You don't have to have all the right books. You don't have to have everything. There's a lot of resources available. What I would say is choose a few. Now you can get into and start bringing all kind of different things and, oh, this looks fun and this is colorful, and trying different things. Keep it simple. Get a few resources, work on them, try to tailor it to your child. That's all you need. Make sure it's fun. If your child likes to color, make sure it has color. If they like to take some stickers and peel that, do that. But whatever you do, keep it simple, keep it fun. 3, be repetitive. So with the book for 100 Days to Learn to Read, I found that it benefited her because it was repetition. It was every day. We would pick up the book. It maybe took us from 10 minutes to 20 just because she couldn't sit still. It could have taken 5 if we really got through it. But just be repetitive. Keep going. Keep doing the same routine. Kids love routine. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Now, this might be other people, but for me, we do this 7 days a week. We might skip a day here and there, but like I said, don't stress. But the goal is every day we go back to the book because they get into a routine. And I find that if we skip Saturday and Sunday, the routine is lost. So make sure that you're being continuous and so that it's forever in your child's mind. Maybe doing it at the same time, the same place. If you do that, you will benefit from being able to have the child really into it being a repetition thing. I just realized that I took my next point. So the first is to be repetitive, and the second one is to do it daily, 7 days if you can. But like I said, if it's simple, then it's not something that you feel like is so much drudgery. The last thing that would be just like key points would be read to your children. I suggest that you find a book, if it's the same book that you want to continually read. We have a bedtime story that is an amazing book that allows us to keep reading stories, but I'm reading to her at that point in time. Or if it's during the day, if there's a read aloud book that you can find that you can read. If you are, I've heard it said, if you are homeschooling multiple kids, there's nothing wrong with having one book that everybody is sitting and listening to at a certain point in time. This is a tip. I guess you call it a bonus, but whatever. Don't let your kids be on the iPad or the electronics 24 hours a day. Not 24 hours a day, but all day long. They need to have different methods of learning. So you want to make sure that they can play, give them time. Maybe they earn their time. One of the things I did, because we really can't earn it between, being 2 to 5 years old, is we were intentional about when her last iPad broke, we got a new iPad, and I wanted a new iPad because I could set limits on it. I can set limits on the entertainment things, and I can set limits on the learning apps that she has, and then I can have it turn off altogether after a certain period of time. I would just make sure that they're not being so entertained by these electronic objects. There's just benefits from them having other types of learning, whether it be art, whether it be writing, whether it be whatever it is, but just get their eyes off of that screen. You're probably wondering, so what do I teach my kid? I don't know, I'm not a teacher. I would say, for me, that you want to concentrate on the main area. So there's 3 main areas, and then the fourth is you can interchange it where you feel like you can give. So I would say every day you want to do something writing. So making sure that their skills, especially at this age, is they're learning to write, they're keeping up the skills because it's something that's practiced. We are learning cursive too, so it's manuscript and cursive, just penmanship, that's all you need. Second, I would say is reading, having them read. A wonderful resource that we have is through Bookflix. And it has something that they've been giving out, a free resource every day from Scholastic. I will definitely put that below because Hazel Gray absolutely loves it. It takes time. They give her some things to do, some games that reference the material. Today it was about rainbows. She loves rainbows. So I would say reading. And then, of course, math, making sure they're doing something with math. We are doing multiplication and division, but we also want to keep up on our addition and our subtraction, and then learning other skills as well. So make sure it's something that's geared towards your child. If you need some ideas, please message me. I'd love to help and offer. I mean, there's so much in the range of math that you can do, even fun. I mean, when we're mixing things in the kitchen and letting her get the measuring cup and being able to do teaspoons and tablespoons and cups, money, time, those are all things that are mathematics. And then that fourth, I would say, is, find something else, whether it's interchanged every day. You do have to plan. I'm a planner, so if you want to plan up on a board, if you want to plan, something that you just sit on Sunday and say, this is what we're going to do, but you want to interchange the last one with history, geography, cursive if you want. If there's a language, get a language, app, if Rosetta Stone, whatever it is. Cursive week Bible study is every Thursday in our house. So make sure that you're also providing those across the board, each one a day of the week. That'll give you 5 if you do the normal weekday, and then Saturday and Sunday if you do them as well. I also interchange in their art and music. Now, you don't have to make it one of those, but the kids love art. If it's paint, if it's coloring, one of the things we do are take famous paintings and then we try to replicate them. And so she's done some of those by Van Gogh and just certain artists, and so she enjoys that as well. So make sure you're getting some art in there because they do love to be creative and to get their dexterity using crayons and markers and different mediums, and so make sure you're getting some art in there. For a bonus, I wanted to just offer and say that try to find other things that your kids can do. So we are intentional, like we said, of turning off the electronics at some point. So what I would suggest is find other things. So as you can see, Hazel Gray likes things that she can figure out. So we have puzzles, we have tangrams. She got that for Christmas, and so it's where shapes have to fit to make up an object. She loves that. Also, highlights, has these books that we didn't find until her birthday. It was last week. She's almost through this first book, but it's hidden pictures. And this one had stickers that you can put in the hidden pictures. I mean, she loves that. She is like pouring through that book and she's almost done. I had to go try to find another one when I was out shopping, and who wants to go out shopping right now? But I was like, I have to get her this book. So when I was in Target, they had one. Painting, crafts, craft sets, kits. There's a number of things that you can have order, subscription services. Keep in mind, I haven't really put this disclaimer on there, but I am frugal. I believe in if you can use as many free resources as you possibly can, please do so. However, if you don't have time to put together kits, find kits right now, no one wants to be going out, then I would say that you can utilize the subscription boxes. But I am in no way trying to advocate spending more money than we have to right now, because this is just a time where we should be more saving than we are spending. But these resources are there, and these are all things, free and non-free, are things to allow us to pour into our children. Our children are going to need us now more than ever. One, because now we're educating them. Everybody's educating them at home if you are in the shelter in place. Two, whatever impact of whatever happens in our society is going to impact them in the years to come. And furthermore, if you are protecting them and not allowing this crisis to devastate their psyche and to not make them feel a certain way, then you want to make sure that they have all the tools, all the fun, all the things that you possibly can, so that their childhood is not being suppressed by this epidemic, because they're still young. They're still got to grow up. You and I didn't get to grow up doing this. And so I'm always just challenged by that. And I'm sitting and thinking, how can we make sure we keep things as close to normal as we possibly can? So I just want to make sure that these are some tips that you find helpful. And if I can do anything to be a resource to you, please reach out. Leave any information and comments below. Feel free to message me, send me an email. I would love to help you in any way possible, because I love children and I just want to make sure that they are our future and that they have everything they need to stay protected, safe, and educated. So, one thing I forgot to mention. So we are in a group called Classical Conversations. So Classical Conversations, if you are in Classical Conversations, I just want to make sure you are aware that even CC has resources that are out there that you should be taking advantage of. Though some of your years might be ending, you still want to continue to be repetition, get these things in front of them regularly. So I would recommend that they just gave out the app for free. So you can download the free app so that they can continue their memory work. Also, they have given membership to CC Connected. I was able to go in and download some files at the beginning of the year that have been tremendous for us. They've been things that we can hang on the refrigerator, things that we have in little tutorials that she can go through. Even now, some we're going to use to continue to learn. So, and you're probably wondering, how do I print? One of the most amazing things I found as being a part of CC was that we get a discount at Office Max. One of the most amazing things that I found is that we get a discount at Office Max. And I have been able to print out hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces of paper there at a very discounted price. I think it was about 2 cents a copy, and and that has been amazing. Now, we have not visited Office Max during the Corona COVID-19 crisis, but we were able to print a number of things there. There's some great people on there making some tremendously helpful resources you should take advantage of. So if you're not signed up, please let me know. I'd love to share if you're CC. But if you're CC, make sure you're doing that. There's some resources on YouTube with Classical Conversations as well. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that this homeschool resource and tips have been helpful. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm setting this up while you what are you doing?
Disappearing and unappearing.
Okay.
Regular I'm just going behind Mommy.
Okay. Thank you for your playing. Okay, I'm just setting it up right now. Okay, thank you.
What are you doing in the future?
In the future, I'm going to make a video in the future. You're going to let me? Yes. Okay, thanks. Thank you very much.
That was the part of the video.
Okay.